This might surprise you, but some of the graphs you've seen online are lying to you. They look convincing, the numbers, the bars, and the pie slice, but they are actually designed to mislead. If you've ever made decisions based on those graphs, there's a chance that you have been misinformed before. In this video, I will expose 5 tricks used to create misleading graphs, explain how to spot them, and arm you with the tools that you need to avoid falling for these visual traps. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lekon, a licensed human resource professional turned data scientist. Since 2017, I've been using data to solve real-world problems, and I'm passionate about helping you master data and analytics for both personal and professional growth. Every Thursday on Citizen Analyst Thursdays, I simplify data literacy so everyone can use it effectively in their lives and career. Let's get started. Before we get into the tricks, let's quickly talk about what charts are and why we use them. A simple chart is simply a visual representation of data. Instead of wading through endless rows and columns of numbers, a good chart helps you quickly spot trends, compare categories, and understand relationships. So let's start with one of the most common tricks, which is manipulating the y-axis. Here's how it works. Imagine a politician share a graph claiming a big drop in unemployment. But if the y-axis only ranges from 9% to 10%, that 1% decrease is exaggerated to look like a monumental achievement. Here is how to spot it. Check if the y-axis starts at 0. If it doesn't, the graph might be trying to exaggerate changes. Secondly, look at the intervals on the axis. Are they consistent or are they unevenly spaced to manipulate the scale? This simple check can help you spot whether the graph is designed to inform or mislead. The next trick is omitting context, which is like showing you half the story. Let's say you see a headline that says, "Inflation in Nigeria dropped significantly," paired with a line chart. But when you look closely, you see that the graph only covers 2 months of data instead of the full year. You see, without the full picture, it is impossible to tell if that drop is a real trend or just a temporary dip. Another example is a pie chart that might claim 50% of citizens support XYZ policy. But if the sample size is just 2,000 people surveyed in a particular state, that's hardly representative of the entire country. To spot this, look for the time frame. Does the graph show enough data to give you a full picture? Then check the sample size. Is it large and diverse enough to be meaningful? Inconsistent visuals are another ways graph can mislead you. For example, imagine a bar chart comparing average salaries across different industries. The bar chart for tech shows ₦1 million, while the bar chart for education shows 600,000 naira. But the 2 bar charts are nearly the same height. This visual inconsistency distorts the actual difference, making it seem smaller than it really is. Or consider a 3D pie chart. One slice might appear larger simply because of the angle, even though its percentage is smaller than others. So to spot this, beware of 3D visuals. 2D visuals are clearer and less prone to distortion. Also, double-check the labels. Ensure the size of the visual matches the data they represent. Another common trick is cherry-picked data. Cherry-picking data means showing only the numbers that support a particular narrative while ignoring everything else. For instance, a company might present a graph showing profits growing by 20%, but conveniently leaves out that expenses grew by 30%. To spot this, ask yourself, is this the full data set? Then look for trends. Are there other important details or time frames missing? So finally, let's talk about misleading percentages. Imagine a company claims we reduced customer complaints by 50%. That sounds great, right? But when you dig deeper, you realize complaints only dropped from 4 to 2. That's not statistically significant. It's just a marketing fluff. To spot this, do the math. Make sure the numbers add up correctly. Then check the sample size. Small samples often lead to exaggerated claims. How can you protect yourself from misleading graphs? Number 1. Check the labels and scales. Are they clear and consistent? Then ask for the source. If the source is not credible or transparent, then you need to question the insight. Look for patterns. Compare similar charts, similar graphs to see if the story holds up. Then be curious. Always ask, what's missing here? These steps will help you cut through the noise and focus on the fact. Graphs are a powerful tool, but they are only as truthful as the person creating them. Now you know the tricks and how to spot them. You're better equipped to make informed decisions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs the information, and subscribe for more actionable insights.